I'll start talking in about 20 seconds before, I reckon.
Good afternoon and welcome to KG5 Football Park for this huge quarter-final Lakoseljac Cup match-up here this afternoon between the nominal home team at Hobart United and the away side Launceston City. My name is Paul Hunt. Andrew Calling will be joining me shortly. We've both fallen slightly foul of Hobart's traffic here, getting from games down the other side of Davey Street. So luckily this game in true Tasmanian football setting, just kicking off late, which is very, very helpful for us. here, and it's huge potential for an upset here this afternoon. Hobart United, second in the Southern Championship. Launceston City currently last in the National Premier League in the NPL Tas, as we'll now go through the Hobart United lineup for you. Obviously some familiar names for those who watched them last year when we streamed their game against University, their title decider, but a couple of new big ins as well, as we've got Harry Booth in goals, and Gore Apuyoi. We'll get that right by the time the match starts. Letko, Joel David, Solomon Lagu, Big MK, John Wani, John Booger, Juma, the experienced customer, and then two big ins this season, Teddy Kadisha and Paul Stevens. Plenty of NPL experience there, and we'll let you read off the benches. We'll quickly flash up Launceston City's lineup here before kickoff, as they make a couple of changes to the side here that played here last weekend against the Knights. Daniel Nash back in goal, Matty Owen, Millington, Thorne, Ridgard, Gerard, Linger. Noah Mees is the other huge in for them. James Howes, Charlie Dyer, and Mason Gardner. So obviously Nash regaining his spot as we are back underway. Long ball early from O. Searching out for Gerard. Stevens calmly dealing with that first aerial ball. I reckon we'll see a fair bit of that here this afternoon, as O goes all the way back to Nash, who, as I mentioned, was played nearly every game except for the first game and last week, but has retained his spot. And that one's gone down the line towards Mees. Great to see him back in the lineup. Shots on here for Dyer. Goes out to Ridgard. And he shapes to shoot the Englishman, but right down the throat of Harry Booth. First shot on target here within the first minute for the NPL side. And yeah, Noah Mees played 2 games in the Northern Championship the last 2 weeks, but back in the NPL lineup. There's Thorne. Plays it towards Linger. Ball's in the centre of the park, so some of the youngsters continuing to get a run here for Launceston City. That's a good ball by one of them in Gardner. Looking for the on-rushing Hawes. Hobart United, as I mentioned, currently second behind Olympia FC Warriors reserves in the championship, and obviously winners last year. Had an up and down season so far. Beat University 3-1 last week in the battle of probably the best teams that aren't NPL reserves. And a few weeks before that, though, losing surprisingly away to South Hobart at Darcy Street, who are close to bringing up the rear in that competition. So it'll be interesting to see which Hobart United turns up here this afternoon. Oh, that's a lovely ball in the direction of John Booger. Looking to jink inside, goes around the outside, just gets the cut back in. Oh, could sit for them, but Hawes manages to thump it clear. The captain, Lakeko, can't quite fashion a shot. That one's a good falcon right off the scone of the Lonnie City player there, and that's a good ball by me. He's looking in the Dyer direction. Booth well off his line and just gets there in time. The spin, good see him whack that one clear. Well out of his box in what they call in A-League terms the ready zone. Pulling up, slightly limping is Harry Booth. See if that leads to anything. Juma just whacks that one clear. As I mentioned, plenty of NPL experience. That's surely an offside if it made its way through to Gerard. Not necessary on this occasion, as this one will fall out to Lagu. The nutmeg on Linger there has seen that trick before. Booth immediately pressured, and geez, he's undersold that one a bit. And then the turn away, Mees should have potentially done better there. Very casual defending. Carl David on that occasion. Kanisha back with him now. Looking to cross this one. Oh, it's gone behind the striker. Much to the chagrin of the Hobart United fans in the stands. It's Wani playing up top. Managed to elude everyone. So far, pretty end-to-end stuff here in the first 4 minutes. And Smees won't chase that one down. Back to the keeper. That one's again misplaced. Thorne managing to intercept that one. Paul Stevens pushing up from where we used to see him at centre back for the Olympia Warriors. Now playing more of a defensive mid as again another great ball down the sideline. Justin Ledico getting plenty of room here, and he looks towards the back post. Lagu Moani up ahead, but whacks that one. And the spin doesn't quite sit for him. Linger sticking one of his long levers out. Stevens picking the ball up. Back to Juma, who's rocking the bright blue boots here this season. Big fan of that from the experienced customer. Ledico. Good one too, and nearly getting past Matteo on that occasion. Wani can't quite win that one. And Booger nearly coming in. Knees was nearly offside if Thorne played that one early. Ridgard dispossessed. MK and David working things out at the back. David's pass not quite on the same wavelength. Played centre back for many years. I think this club. He strides forward to intercept that one well and keep going. Onside flag goes up in the end from Tony Pert on the line down there. Good to see him covering plenty of games this week. Obviously saw him in the middle for the Women's Super League game on Wednesday night. There's Wani getting pretty close to the keeper there. It certainly wasn't 10 yards. Nash rolls it out anyway to O. Gerard not on the same wavelength with young Mason Gardner on the far sideline. But haven't seen Hobart United play before. They love to counter-attack. Plenty of pace. Very direct team. And not in the kind of long ball way. They just love the through ball. Love getting it up. Won't see too much of that here this afternoon. Turning back as Lenico goes for a charge. Well intercepted by Gerard. It's Mees up ahead as Ridgard continues. Dives on the right-hand side. And just about cleared. In there. Throw in. Taken by City. Flicked up in the air by Hawes. Dispossessed. And now 4v5 as will that be a slice of cheese? Not quite. Appeals from the player in question who's been fouled. And Gore who's gone down. And Stevens. Plenty of attack down this left-hand side for Hobart United. Obviously where Jackson Kasif was last season. That's just about chip Nash. Causing some excitement in the grandstand. It was nicely nestling into the top corner. Keeper certainly underneath him, but you never know, especially with what's left of the evening sun in his eye as the flag goes up on Mees on that occasion, right in front of our sight line here in the grandstand. Quite the packed attendance here yet as we saw for that KJ5 Uni game, but I reckon there's a few others making the Kelvin